Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Today is May 15th, right? 15th? Yeah, it's May 15th. And here's your energy report. So today, I've been getting a lot of questions about relationships and Venus retrograde, right? So now that we're in this Venus retrograde, I'll tell you what, I'm definitely feeling the shift in energy. I'm still catching up to it a little bit. Like sometimes it takes, especially when we have a massive shift like this with Jupiter and Saturn and Venus going retrograde. You know, you should never base if your heart is telling you to do something, then you go with your heart. That's above and beyond for any decision that you make in life. You should not determine every single decision you make in life based off astrology. And I'm saying that as an astrologer. I use it as a guidepost to look within, to see where my head is at, to see where my energy is at, to see, to be brutally honest with myself. So I make sure that if I'm making a decision, I am very clear about why I'm making that decision, so I don't create more karmic bullshit, because I've had enough of that for my life and I don't need any more. In a negative way speaking, right? But like, say for example, you've known someone for a while, right? Like, meeting someone brand new right now, you're more likely to fall for some shit. Does that make sense? Like, you have these rose-colored glasses on. Venus retrograde is like a rose-colored glasses, especially being square to Neptune. And so if you just like met someone like in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then, suddenly all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I want to move in with you. That's, and like if you've done that in the past, right? Like, it's probably a bad idea. No matter how oogly boogly you are over each other, no matter how great the sex is, no matter how great the convo is, wait for shit like that, okay? But, if you know somebody for a while and the relationship between you and that person shifts somehow, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I've never really seen this person like that. It would be good to investigate that deeper, right? But don't go ahead and go from being friends to getting engaged in 2 months, because that's the kind of like powerful, like overwhelming sensation kind of energy that's going to have. So it's more like tempering the dragon, okay? Like, think very carefully before you make big decisions like that. Don't just allow your impulses to take control. Now, it's good to be like that regardless, but now especially, we have to sort of double and triple check. Like, when you're about to make, like, say when you're, finally ready to go buy a car, right? You're like, okay, I've saved up the money for this long, and I've got my credit score here, and, I looked all around and I found the greatest deal. Have you done your due diligence and everything is all good? For something like that, and you've gone through it, go through it again first. Because there's a good chance that there's going to be an additional layer of learning lessons with anything that is started right now, okay? But, I mean, if you stay open and you're like, it's kind of like, we'll see where it goes, especially with relationships, I don't really know what's going on, we'll see where it goes. Like, let it go where it's going to go. Don't try to force anything. Be organic about it. Be true to yourself. Have good, clear communication. Okay, there could be some contradictions between the heart and the mind, and things could look different than they really are at the deeper level, because so much shit has been being brought up, right, to be looked at. And this is it's very interesting, because I know this is Venus has not been in retrograde in Gemini since, I believe, May to August of 2012, and I remember that time for me. I was living in Phoenix, and I was competing in bodybuilding at that time. I actually did 3 shows throughout that Venus retrograde, and mostly in California. I did the USAs that year, and I met this chick that was into bodybuilding, and she lived in California. And I was like, oh, I'm out, I'm leaving, and I moved. This is before I started doing astrology. So now that I do astrology, if I could have gone back, I'd probably been like, no, not gonna move to California, because that actually was a really bad fucking idea. Everything went wrong, went to shit. And then I ended up moving back to Las Vegas, like 4 or 5 months. Actually, right around the time the Venus retrograde ended, now I think about it. Holy shit, that's crazy, okay? So don't up and move to another state for a chick. or do something crazy like that. Wait. Allow yourself to, don't feed those impulses. But if you're watching this, you're aware enough of yourself, so you're not going to do some crazy shit like that. Wait it out, right? Get to know them for a little while. See how it plays out, all right? So, baby steps, one step at a time. So, I hope that helped. And just another day in the neighborhood, man. This energy is going to be getting real crazy. We're going to be going on a fucking roller coaster ride here emotionally. So just keep yourself in check, keep yourself centered, and take it one day at a time. All right? Hopefully the gyms will be open soon. We can go back to hitting the weights and, feeling good, because now the weather's getting warmer and it'd be nice to get back to it. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Please go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. Join the opportunity community. It's absolutely amazing. You can download my free ebook and schedule a reading if you'd like to do so. Thank you, and subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on social media, spiritual_bodybuilder. All right, love you guys. Mwah. See you tomorrow.